some of the most notorious terrorist atrocities of the pre-9/11 era. He gained global recognition when he led a bloodless military coup in Libya to topple King Idris in 1969. Idris had ruled the former Italian colony since independence was gained in 1951. Gaddafi soon began pursuing the aim of uniting Arab countries. He instigated, for example, the Federation of Arab Republics with Syria and Egypt in April 1971. It was a short-lived endeavour to merge the three countries as a united Arab state. But it was during the 1980s that Gaddafi's relationship with the West deteriorated amid accusations of Libyan state sponsorship for terror attacks. In 1984, WPC Yvonne Fletcher was shot and killed in London from within the Libyan embassy. Then, in 1986, there was the bombing of a Berlin nightclub in which 2 United States Marines were killed. The attack prompted President Ronald Reagan to launch airstrikes on Tripoli. 2 years later, on December the 21st, 1988, came the most notorious incident of all, the bombing of Pan Am Flight 103 over the Scottish village of Lockerbie, killing all 270 people. Former South African President Nelson Mandela played a key role in persuading Gaddafi to surrender 2 Libyan nationals suspected of involvement in the bombing. One was acquitted, but Abdul Basit al-Megrahi was found guilty of mass murder and given a 27-year sentence. In March 2004, Tony Blair visited Gaddafi's tent in Tripoli after Libya announced an end to its weapons of mass destruction program and agreed to short notice checks of its nuclear sites by UN weapons inspectors. Gaddafi made further attempts at rehabilitating his image in the West, sending son Mutassim on an official trip to the United States State Department and going himself to visit Libya's former colonial ruler, Italy. In August 2009, the Lockerbie bomber, Abdul Basit al-Megrahi, was controversially released from his Scottish jail on health grounds, returning to Libya with Gaddafi's eldest son, Saif al-Islam. A month later, in his first visit to the United States since taking power, Colonel Gaddafi addressed the United Nations General Assembly in New York with a speech that rambled on for 1 hour and 35 minutes. The toppling of autocratic rulers in Tunisia and Egypt in early 2011 prompted a popular revolt against Gaddafi as the Arab Spring gained momentum. Gaddafi's violent crackdown on these initial protests sparked a civil war, which in turn prompted the Arab League to call for a United Nations no-fly zone over Libya. Gaddafi hasn't been seen out in public since the aftermath of an attack on his Tripoli compound at the end of April. Since then, as the National Transitional Council forces have increasingly taken control of almost all of the country, his few appearances have been carefully stage managed and closed events, and increasingly desperate audio messages. His power over Libya has been gone for months, but his eventual death in his hometown of Sirte is a vital symbolic moment in the country's move towards a new future.